Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. Shoot, I didn't cover that one up. It's wet. It needs to be eaten anyway. It is Tuesday morning, about 7:20, 7:30. We had some more rain this morning. I forgot to check the rain gauge. I want to say probably just a 1/4 inch. I don't know though, because I wasn't awake all night long. I know that it was misting this morning. Anyway, so we set up a new wire for this row, this area. We moved the 3 troughs over here. We filled them with feed. The sheep decided to cross the wire again, so they're stuck on the other side. Yeah, take the wire down now, Liana. Take it down all the way. I meant to catch a video of the cows coming to the new pasture and running for the feed. Anyway, we accidentally left the all-stock sweet feed, which we use for the sheep. We left that uncovered so it got wet. That's what that was. Anyway, so this is the new pasture for this morning. We're going to move them in the evening. Feed them yet again. Get rid of all the feed that we have because it's wet. And I think I detected a small whiff of alcohol in the feed. When I dumped it out, one of the buckets seemed to have fermented a tiny bit. There's my friend. So I want to get that feed out. So this is the new pasture, and then we're going to cross the line. You'll see the old pasture. You'll see what they did. And old pasture. So one of the primary reasons why cattle are so good for pasture land is they step. Greg Judy says they have 5 mouths. It's 4 feet in one mouth. The 4 feet trample the grass, and the 1 foot, the 1 mouth eats the grass, right? But the way they walk, they have the cloven hooves. So it's like 2 fingers. They walk on their 2 fingers. The fingers spread out when they step on the ground, and that has the effect of kind of loosening the soil. Unlike a horse, which just has that 1 hoof, the horse compacts the soil, just pushes straight down. The cows, when they step, they spread out and kind of loosen the top layer. But so this is kind of what I wanted to see after they've been through a pasture. I don't want to see any grass standing, or very little grass standing. I want to see everything compacted. The sheep are supposed to take care of this. It looks like they already have once, but it grew back. I want to see nice manure patties. Look at this. That's a pretty manure patty. Little puddles. There's another one. These are good manure patties. There's another puddle. Yeah, we don't want them too liquidy. These are good manure patties. Which shows that the cows are getting quite a bit of protein in their diet. Either that or they have worms, but I don't think it's the worms. And so that's a sign. Well, there's some stiff patties here. That one's, I was going to step in it, but my boot isn't completely sealed from the environment. You can see here, somebody stepped in that. Not a human, obviously. Obviously they dodged the goatweed. They don't like goatweed. But they do occasionally trample it. You can see here that's one trampled on the ground, which goatweed has a woody stalk. If you snap it and it breaks, that's pretty much the end of the plant. So this is what it looks like after they've been through a pasture. And then this is what it looks like before they've come. Now this ground, they have not been here for 8 weeks. But for 7 of those 8 weeks, there was no moisture. There was no rain. The soil had already depleted all of the water reserves last year. We didn't get hardly any rain in the winter last year. And so the soil was dry and it was hard. So the summer grass was not growing. But now we do have grasses growing. And I don't know what kind of grass that is, but that's, to me, that looks like a cool season grass. I could be wrong. This one too. This doesn't look like a warm season grass. I could be wrong. But it looks like we do have some cooler season grasses growing right now, and that rapidly. So, let's see what else I can find here. Yeah, so there is quite a bit of grass here. It's probably not enough to feed them. If we had another 2 weeks or so, the warm season grass grows quite quickly. And I'm told that you can actually rotate when the conditions are right with the warm season grasses. You can bring them back after 2 weeks and it's fully grown back. And okay, so this is an area, this is all cool season grasses, or the warm season grasses. The Bahia Bermuda grass that I'm not sure which it is. I better learn. But this almost looks like turf. You know, just very thin turf. So, and you can see the calves are going after the grass. They know what's good. They're smart. They grew up on grass. They barely got any feed when they were young. And they know this is where the money's at. Anyway, so hopefully they will do the same thing to this pasture they did the last pasture. And we'll come back. I have it set up right now for a... Hey.
She just attacked him, that's why.
Yeah, it's give and take. But,
Nicked him real bad on his chin.
oh, with a horn?
Yeah.
Do you think it was intentional?
Yes.
Is he gonna be okay?
Okay though.
He's used to taking a beating.
Yeah.
This is the mildest dog that I've ever had. And it's also the dog that gets beat up the most, and I feel a little sorry for it, but
He's a good dog.
he is a very good dog. Anyway, so I have it set up for a 14-week rotation now. No, 12-week rotation. So if I continue at this rate, I will not be back here for 3 months. So right now it's August 23rd. So sometime in November, late November, Thanksgiving, will be the next time I'm back here. This is assuming that I continue with this rotation. I might increase the rotation speed if I get a sense that the grass is growing faster than they can eat it. And that's what I'll probably do. I'm putting them on a slow rotation because I want to give the grass as much chance as possible to recover. Oh, something else. So the last pasture I had them in, I just gave them a whole row. And this is where the feed troughs were when it was raining. And you can see they do a little bit of damage. And I'm told that if you have big cows, the damage can be quite severe when the ground is soft. And when you disturb the soil that much, you're tearing up the roots of the grass, which can cause long-term damage. It takes years to recover fully. And there are a couple spots in my field where the cows, like either the water was there and the water was overflowing or leaking, and so the ground was really soft and the cows kept working it, or we just had a rainstorm and that's where they happened to be and the ground is worked, and those places do take quite a bit longer to recover. So yeah, obviously I'm doing a no-till option here. I'm not tilling anything because the reason why you till is to kill the top layer of plant life. The idea is you flip that top layer over on top of itself, expose the roots, and cover up the green stuff, and the plants can't recover. So the feed's running out, so they're getting all antsy. Actually, I think they might be done. Some of them might be said, I'm full. Yeah. Hey there, is that number 20? Hey, how are you doing, buddy? I think that's number 20. That is number 20. How are you doing? Let's check your condition score. I see your ribs. So I'm told if you see the ribs, it's no better than a 4. At best, it's a 4. We can see the individual bones on the spine a little bit. There's a big hollow at the tail. There should be fat. There should be filled with fat there. She does have, the triangle is a little bit sunken here. This triangle here shows the belly's not full. And I'm told by a guy who raises bulls for riding that you want to check their muscle. That they can have all the fat in the world and be sick. What? We have to get rid of that wet feed. We can't keep it. I wanted the sheep to eat it. Do you want to go put it across the wire so the sheep can get to it? So, but number 20 looks a lot better than she did. The calves are doing pretty good. Oh, here comes Blue. Blue is not a nice cow. Blue is not a nice cow. That's number 24, I think. Yeah. So I want their tails to fill in, so there's no gap between their tail and their hips. Just a layer of folds and fat there. Anyway, the point that I was trying to say with the bull riding guy is that he says the fat isn't as important as the muscle mass. You want to check to see if they're losing muscle mass. If they're losing muscle mass, then they're sick. But they could be skinny with lots of muscle, and that's good, that's fine. They could be fat with no muscle, and that's bad. So the fat really only matters if you want to go into winter and have plenty of food reserves for them, or fats I believe is kind of important when they're giving birth, you know, the couple months before they give birth. And the only other reason you'd really care about fat, see, Blue is not a nice cow. The only other reason to worry about fat is if you're getting ready to slaughter a steer and you want to get a nice marbling. But even then, with the steers, you want to develop that fat over time. You don't want to have a thick layer of fat with, you know, lean muscle underneath. You want to have it build together. So there's Red. I can see the ribs on Red, so she's at best a 4. I can see the ribs on Blue now. So hopefully we'll continue to get rain and the grass will grow like mad, and within a week or so we'll have full pastures that they can eat and can support themselves again, and we can do this rotational business and get that free food and develop our pasture, build healthy soil so we can get more free food. And I'm thinking of planting shade trees. We're thinking of taking parts of the pasture that are doing the best and planting some different things, but mostly vegetables, you know. And I'm just looking forward to free grass. You know, think about it. If you're raising cows and the grass is free, then the only thing you're spending is your labor. There's really no other consumables. I mean, I guess minerals, if you're feeding them the minerals, but how fast can cows eat minerals? You know, that's the goal. All right, guys, signing off. Bye-bye.